Tom Fuentes from Smoking Onions, and you are watching the So Smoking Gooder Show. Stupid beer, hey!
Stupid beer. Tom Fuentes from the Smoking Onions. Thank you for that intro. I did give Tom a heads up. I said, Tom, you were opening the show tonight. He was very excited about that. So there it was. And what?
And he just logged off.
And he logged off. He's done. He saw himself on the show and he's gone. Hey, guys, welcome in week 3 of our 5-week or 5-part series heading up to the big shindig in Kansas City at the American Royal. This is week 3. Thank you to Chris Schaefer of Heavy Smoke Barbecue and John Barton of Barton's Barbecue. Week 1, week 2, we had Smitty from Loot and Booty, Sterling Smith, and we had Stacy Brenneman from Bighorn Cookers. This week, we've got another great show. We're going to have Megan Day of Burnt Finger Barbecue. We'll introduce you to her in just a minute. And we'll also have Chris Davis of Cross Rifles Barbecue. Week 3 of 5, Case. What's going on here, man? What is going on?
I just want you to know I am skipping something pretty important tonight.
Yes, we'll get to that.
The award ceremony at the Tomball Bowling Alley is going on as we speak. And yours truly was Bowler of the Week last week.
Congratulations. You did hit a 600. That's pretty impressive, man. That's
600. I was the Bowler of the Week in Tomball, but you know what? I skipped that awards tonight to be with y'all.
Thank you. Appreciate that. That voice you hear is my show partner, but I didn't introduce myself. My name is Robert Rocha, and I'm coming to you from the Bullhorn headquarters in Cypress, Texas. Thank you guys for joining us tonight. Like I said, we've got a great show. Megan is maybe I wouldn't say our most accomplished, but she's right up there with everybody that we've had on this show as far as accolades. And I'm excited to talk to her in just a minute. And of course, we got Chris Davis, who just finished in the top 10 for the 2020-2021 IBCA Team of the Year. That's pretty impressive. But before I get to any and all that, let me introduce you to my show partner who already talked about his big old 600 bowling game. Case Hahn. What is up, Case? How are you doing?
What's up, guys? Good to be with each and every one of you tonight. We are well on our way to bowling. But I have to say something. I have to clear the air on something that I failed at this week. And I have to wish our close friend, Mr. Wally Garner, a happy belated birthday. He texted me. He was a little upset that I didn't tell him anything. So, baby girl, I'm sorry. And happy birthday. I'm 3 days late, but I told everybody on the most popular Facebook TV show that I'm on. There you go.
There it was. Happy birthday, Wally. Well, you mentioned Facebook. Thank you guys for checking us out live on Facebook. We do have, we're simulcasting live to YouTube as well. I do see some YouTube comments already. What's up, guys? Hanging out on YouTube. We appreciate that. Case, I am well on my way to becoming a YouTube sensation. Let me tell you, brother. Let me tell you, I started out with Yes, we are. That's correct.
I have no idea how to find us on YouTube, but I'm happy for you.
Well, I'll tell you in just a minute. But we started out, we had like 50 subscribers like 2 weeks ago, 197. 109. We are well on our way to getting that 25-cent check in the mail. I'm excited. Definitely excited. If you guys want to push us over that 200 subscriber limit, go ahead and subscribe, please. We got a great show. We're trying to bring some good content here. But we're well on our way, Case. We're going to be YouTube. We're going to be swimming in the dough here shortly once we hit that some big, maybe 250 subscriber mark. I don't know actually how it works, but we're excited about that. So, but before we get to any of that, I got to thank our sponsors. In Case, yes, we finally did it. Here's the.
You have a video.
There's the new sponsor reel. Shout out to our great sponsors: Rec Tech, Cosmos Q Products, Texas Pepper Jelly, Briscoe Ranch Cook-Off at the Crossroads, LC Barbecue, Rick's RV Rentals and Repairs, Eureka Heights Brew Company, Chicken Fried Barbecue Grind, Jay Harding and Company, Texas oil dust, Bullprint wraps and graphics, and the barbecue store in Hempstead. Thank you for supporting the So Smoking Gooder Show. All right, the audio wasn't as clear on that one. I gotta go over that. But thank you guys who help us sponsor and help us put on this show. We do. Thank you very much. So yeah, Tony, 26 plus 10 equals 36, and we're climbing. Next week, Mike Seeley. That's right. I talked to Mike already. He's a first timer going up to the Royal. We'll get him on the show. But before we go any further, let's bring on our first guest. If you guys don't know Megan Day from Burnt Finger Barbecue, her and her husband, Jason Day, they've been competing, and we'll find out how long that they've been competing. But this young lady, she is one of Southern Living's most influential women in barbecue, next to Case Hahn. That is for darn sure. She's been to the Royal many times, so that's why she's on the show tonight. But she's also done well at the Memphis in May. She's probably been to the Jack. I don't know. We're going to talk to her about all of that. But you can find her. She's a regular on the Today Show. She's been a Chopped Grill Masters champion. She was just on BBQ Brawl this past season on the Food Network, and now she's
being on the dust is a true bucket list item for her.
Yeah, she's about to have her big highlight right here. Boom. There she is. Megan Day. How are you, Megan?
I'm good. I just emptied my bucket. It's full now.
It's
done. Done. The Today Show, the Today Show, I don't even think that we even compare to such low level broadcasting.
That's awesome.
I appreciate being here, and you guys have a great group following you. So thanks for having me on. And obviously we're talking about American Royal. I'm from Kansas City, so that's like my backyard. It's very exciting.
Absolutely. We'll get to the Royal in just a second, but so I did have to ask you. So I didn't mention that you are also a Royal Oak ambassador, correct?
Yes. Yeah. Okay. I do.
You don't know this, but Case Hahn is a pellet aficionado, and he has questions, I'm sure, about this charcoal pellet case.
Yeah,
bring it on.
That's why I'm a ambassador, because they contacted me and asked me to try these pellets, and I said, nope, don't like them. And so they went back to the drawing board actually and brought some more pellets out and said, will you try these? And I loved them. So ask away. I'm a pellet smoker, so yes.
Which is the only true way to barbecue these days.
I love it. Big fan. I know you don't like anyone talking about other barbecue pits than what
we are fine. We are fine. Go for it. Go for it. Yeah,
but we've been cooking on. I say we, Jason and my husband and I have been cooking on Cook Shack, Fast Eddie. An FEC 100 and a PG 500 for about, we're like 6 years probably that we've been doing it. It's very consistent. We're winning big trophies and big checks. So I'm a huge fan of pellets. And as a matter of fact, like just being a mom to go make a quesadilla on my PG 500 is just as important to me as making sure that we're winning and having that consistent BTUs. Great fire consistency is the key. So tell me, what do you got questions?
Tell us about this charcoal pellet. I mean, is it does it smell like charcoal? Do you get the charcoal flavoring off of that? So you said that you sent one back and said this wasn't up to what you thought.
Yeah.
So what happened?
A couple years ago.
Yeah.
Just a couple years ago, they were, starting to toy with the idea of doing a charcoal pellet, and it was a blended pellet, and it didn't do anything for me. It was like, that's a kind of I'm going to say a throwaway, but a nice little option, but it wasn't something that I was going to consistently go use. And when the new pellet came out that is 100% charcoal, it actually smells like charcoal. The BTUs are hot. So if you do mix it with some smoke to get like some wood pellets, you're not dropping as many pellets because it's staying hotter, which I really, really love. But that flavor, the one thing that you can do is you can always put some wood on a charcoal grill, but you really couldn't put, charcoal on a pellet grill. That's what this is doing, is it's offering you that chance to have that. I don't know. I think of barbecues, you're tailgating and you're out and you get a good charcoal smell and flavor. That's what you get.
Now, is it something that you've introduced into your competition cooking, or do you still have a tried and true recipe that hasn't crossed over into your competition?
No, it has crossed over into competition. This is the first year. Obviously, they literally just launched these, and so at the American Royal, will be really one of the first times that we're trying it in competition technically. But we've been cooking with it and practicing with it and playing with it. It's more. We're gonna stick with more wood for the true competition because that's what the judges expect. And honestly, when you're talking competition barbecue, it is not what you like. It is what the judges expect. And so we're going to do it from the perspective of getting some heat, but we're going to stick with the flavors that we're normally doing.
So do you find yourself, was that your strategy? Like, you know what, we got this new pellet, new flavor. Let's start at a little cook-off like the American Royal and just see how it goes.
You know what, though? We've done that year after year. So a couple of years ago, we had a brand new barbecue rub that we were introducing, hadn't even come out on the market. And we were like, you know what? Let's go for it. We think it's really good. We believe in it. And we threw it on our brisket, and our brisket ended up placing. So when you get to walk and you used something that you tried and true and you believe in, that was our bacon barbecue rub that we then immediately launched because it was battle tested, baby. It actually took an award at the Royal. So we're kind of known to do that on occasion.
Hey, can we back up real quick, Megan? Can you introduce yourself? Because this is I mentioned earlier, this is kind of a Texas-based crowd that you're talking to. Now a lot of teams are going to the Royal this year. That's why we're doing this series. But as much as you've been on television, they may not know who you are. So please introduce yourself and kind of talk about y'all's origins on how y'all started, you and your husband.
Sure. And I have no doubt that they have no clue who I am, and that's perfectly fine. So really, it all started in 2008. Jason, he was my boyfriend, and we decided we were getting married. And the weekend that we get back from our honeymoon, he's like, so by the way, me and a couple of guys are going to do a barbecue contest just down the road. And I was like, okay, great. So I help him. And this is, like I said, 2008. And when I say help, I'm doing the dishes. I'm getting his drinks, right? We're having fun. But the guys end up getting some calls like right off the bat, and we realized really quickly that this was truly something that we were going to try and do on weekends for fun. And here we go, second contest that we entered was the American Royal.
Oh wow.
And because why not just go for it? We just took like 8th place in dessert at this little parking lot. Why not go for the big deal at the American Royal? And so we get in there and we don't know what we're doing. We're doing keg stands. We're having a blast, big party. And it's at the Open. And at that time it was, 2008 down at Kemper Arena in the West Bottoms. It is a party central. We're right there with them, having a lot of fun, and decide to put in, all the categories, as many as we could. And it is the last category, as you know, as you're doing announcements. You get to brisket. It's one of the last things that they're calling before they're calling the overall grand champions. And we hadn't heard our name yet. So we were pretty bummed. And then they say burnt finger barbecue, 5th place in brisket.
Nice.
We were like, holy cow. We just walked on the dirt. Like, this is a big deal. People spend their entire life hoping to walk that dirt. And we did it in the first contest ever. With our brisket call, and ended up 38th, I think, overall out of 500 and some teams. And we knew right then this was going to really be something we wanted to do. So the quick story, Reader's Digest version of this is started a blog called bbqaddicts.com, put a recipe out there for something called the Bake Explosion, which is bacon wrapped, bacon stuffed smoked sausage that went viral. And all the national media came out and wanted to know who this team from Kansas City, Burnt Finger Barbecue. Nobody had ever heard of us. And Jason and his buddy Aaron ended up writing a cookbook for Barbecue Cookbook, and it won best cookbook in the world from the Gourmand World Cookbook Awards. We got to go to Paris. Wow. I mean, this all happened like we got married in August. Sorry, honey. We got married in August, and But we just celebrated our anniversary. But
It was only 1 month away, so
well,
it's pretty
the
good.
American Royal was in September. We got married in August. The American Royal was in September, October timeframe. And then boom, here we are. It's December, January. He's on the Today Show. He's on all these great shows doing some media for the Bacon Explosion. And by that next October, here we are winning World Best Gourmet, Gourmand's World Best Cookbook. And it just
Golly.
was this crazy whirlwind. And we started launching products because people were asking about our barbecue sauces and rubs and all these things that we had done. And it just became a business on top of now here we're trying to do barbecue contests and have just really been fortunate to rack up over 300 awards over the years. I think we've walked at the American Royal about 20 times. We've never won it, but we did get a first place chicken. And about 6 years ago, I said, we're having a lot of fun with this barbecue, but I think this could be a real business. And I walked away from my corporate job to raise our 2 beautiful children and really try to make the barbecue business go a little bit further. And so that's what I've been doing.
Awesome. What a cool story, and how quickly y'all had success. Casey and I might have just wrapped it up and said, all right, what's next? We would have been like, but you guys have,
like, once I got the world's greatest cookbook, I'm retiring. Like, I mean, it doesn't get any better. I mean, once you're world's greatest at that, but yeah, see, our problem is we'd be more like a picture book. I don't know that we could actually write it.
But you know what? The people would enjoy that. So you lean into that and you do
Absolutely.
your picture book.
Now everybody's heard of the Bacon Explosion. So y'all are the creators of that. That's pretty awesome.
It happened.
Wait, Tom, I have not heard of the Bacon Explosion. So what's a Bacon Explosion?
Tell them what a Bacon Explosion is, please, Megan.
Okay, so you start by weaving bacon. So it's art and meat into a basket weave of a lattice of bacon. And then we took 2 pounds of sausage with another pound of cooked bacon, rolled it all together, wrapped lattice around it, put it on the smoker. So we took a normal, just good old chub and made it exquisite. And when you slice into it, it's this beautiful roulade of bacon and sausage and bacon and sausage, and it's as pretty as it is delicious.
So they're also called fatties now, right?
Fatties,
It's kind of taking its own name of a fatty. So that's awesome. That is really cool. That you guys were and y'all are known for it. I saw it. I actually looked it up on Wikipedia, and it has your husband's name along with his buddy.
Wait, they have a Wikipedia, so world's greatest cookbook and a Wikipedia page. I'd be done. That's life altering. I mean, those are top achievements.
Yes.
I don't even know why you cook anymore.
Chris Davis, our next guest, says, "Wow, Megan, you're a badass. Much respect." He does know your rubs. They said their rubs are excellent.
He may not come on the show after Bacon Explosion just rocked everybody's world.
Chris is a Marine. He's coming on the show. He's fine. But not only do y'all do rubs, y'all. When I met you at the Memphis in May, y'all are just coming off a big. So you do sauces or whatever. Y'all turned in some mustard, I believe, and y'all hit a big first place there. So you've had some definite success with all of that. But I do want to kind of shift over to just most recently you were on the BBQ Brawl. It's on airing on Food Network right now. Season 2 of the BBQ Brawl. Tell us about that experience and how'd you get involved with that? Because that was pretty cool. I was watching it every week because I actually know Eddie Jackson. He's a friend of mine because his bar, Rose Hill Beer Garden, and he's also going to be a guest on this show after. Well, I told him once this series is over because I want to talk about the BBQ Brawl with him. Yeah. But tell us about all that experience and how'd you get involved in that? And I watched anyway. Case, did you watch the show?
I have not.
It's okay if you didn't. It's okay if you didn't. I mean, it's available.
Good.
You can get to
once
it.
It goes to Netflix, and once I can stream it, I'll binge watch it over the weekend. I'm not very good at watching anything live.
It was great. So kind of talk about that, please, Megan.
Yeah. So it is an interesting story. So the very first season of BBQ Brawl, I was contacted and they said, you did really great on Chopped. And so some of the same producers and some of the same people, we are trying to cast for the first season. We're not sure we want you on the first season because we really hope to do a second season. So we want to kind of keep you in mind. So I'm like, okay. I did say chub, by the way. I just saw that.
You got to know our audience, Megan.
Come on. I could have called it a fatty, and I chose to call it a chub. Don't think I don't know what I'm doing.
All right, good. She's our kind of people.
Yeah. So anyway, so I was kind of on the hook. I mean, I've been on the hook for like 3 years. For they're going to be doing this. We want you on. And so I said, okay, great. Well, here we are. We're about ready to start season 2. I'm literally getting ready to fly down to Austin to be on season 2, and everything shut down for COVID. Everything. It was like we were supposed to fly on the 15th, and everything shut, or 17th, but everything shut down on the 15th of March. It was kind of that time frame. And so they kept sending us messages. We're not sure. Everything shut down. We're canceling for right now. Stay on the hook. So for all this time, and then out of nowhere, literally like in February, they're like, okay, pack your bags. You're coming to Austin. And do you want to be on season 2 or season 3? Because we're rolling. And it was a really interesting experience. I have to be very honest with you. It was completely different than I expected, because we all saw season 1 where it was very much individual. You get in there, you cook, you're cooking for your life. This was a team situation, and you can talk with Eddie about it. You know, you had team captains. We didn't know anybody, what team we were going to be on, how we were going to be paired up. I really honestly only knew a couple of people. David Sandusky and Christina Fitzgerald were the only 2 that I really knew from that season. Everybody else was really pretty new to me. I had heard of Lou. I had heard of Christopher, some of these great pitmasters, but I didn't know them. I'd never really been around them. And so that was exciting to get to meet a lot of new faces. And so I was really thrilled with how Food Network chose to cast, because it's not competition barbecue. It's thinking on your feet. What can you do with the type of fire apparatus that they throw at you, whether it's a smoker that was not staying hot, or if it was a Weber kettle that was raging hot, it's what you had to deal with. My experience was I like to cook because I'm cooking what I want to cook to win. So when I'm put on a team where it's like, here, fill in, you do dessert, you do side dish, you do the meat, that was hard for me. That was a struggle, because I wanted to get in there and do what I wanted to do and win. And I love to cook meats. And do I do spoiler? Do I tell them how I did?
Yeah, absolutely. Go for
it.
Case, you're not going to watch it yet anyway. Go ahead.
Spoiler.
Well, now that they took her pellet smoker away, I'm pretty pissed.
Right? No pellet smoker. Earmuffs. I got kicked out for a stinking dessert. I know.
Spoiler alert.
Dessert. So it was
that the
Dutch baby. Yeah.
Okay. Dutch baby. Dutch baby.
There was a lot of drama behind the scenes that never made it to the film, and I'll just leave it
This
at
is
that.
what we want to know. What was the drama?
Yeah.
Come on. Just us talk.
No one watches this show.
Just a couple guys just chatting.
No one watches this. Ask Tony Tanache. No one watches.
Let's just say something was removed from the fire earlier by somebody else than I would have normally have done it. But you know what? It is what it is. Things happen. And unfortunately, at the moment that a Dutch baby needs the steam and the heat to rise, it didn't have that. So it was a pretty flat, crepey pancake, and I should be kicked off because it didn't get executed. Who did it? How that? It doesn't matter. The bottom line was my fire management did not work in my favor for that particular offering, and they said, "See you later, Lee." It
might be my next guest, Eddie Jackson. I don't know.
Right? No. I would say, because then I'd be like, man, he did this. No, it's not a big deal. And in all honesty, I had to do it too. You know, I had to go over and make adjustments. And so it just didn't work out. It didn't have that beautiful rustic look that it's supposed to have. But no one watches this. I'm telling you.
Hey, so that's cool, and I could talk to you about that for a long time, but we have to move on.
Yes.
But so you were also in, so people that are going to the Royal for the first time, which is perfect because Megan was part of a documentary also that is now on Prime Video that you can see.
It's my favorite documentary, by the way.
It's a great
Stop.
It's a great documentary.
It's greatest, like the first 15 minutes.
We'll ask her about that in just a second.
Yeah,
but
you can ask me. Go for it.
yeah,
Like I called Rob. I was like, have you seen this?
well, give me a second. I gotta hype this thing up. But you guys can check this out on Prime Video right now. And if you're going to the Royal for the first time, I highly recommend this video. It follows two teams, Burnt Finger Barbecue and Social Smokers, two different kind of perspectives. Burnt Finger was there just to compete. Social Smokers, as you can tell from the name, they're there to party and also compete. Kind of reminds us of another team that we may know, maybe a Bullhorn Barbecue.
Ourselves.
Yes, ourselves. But it's a great video. It actually kind of breaks down the days, what they're doing on Tuesday, what they're doing on Wednesday, when they arrive on Thursday, and then setting up Friday, and then the party is Friday night, and then of course competition for Saturday and Sunday. So it's a great watch, and you can find it on Prime Video. But Megan was part of that deal. So Case, tell her what you want to tell her, because
No.
she already knows.
Their show. This is pretty. I actually remember just scrolling through and finding this, and then calling Rob like, you have to watch this.
Yes, I do remember that.
Yeah, it's called Smoke and Ribbons. So if you haven't seen it, it's good. Thank you. What's it called? Smoke and Ribbons. It's on Amazon Prime. It was filmed over 2 consecutive years at the American Royal, and then they kind of document the third year how we did. But I had just had my baby daughter, Meredith, and our son was like 2. She was like 3 months old. And, they're chronicling everything that we're doing and kind of what happens with, unpredictability with equipment and things. But here's the deal. So what you're referring to was the load out process. Would that be an accurate?
Yes, by far my favorite scene in all.
Here's-
I watch a lot of barbecue shows like Franklin's and Myron. It's still my favorite scene in barbecue because it reminds me of us.
Okay, so
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's what I told Rob.
It's as real can get. And let me tell you, I'll set it up for anybody. So we had just purchased this trailer. While I'm in the delivery room delivering my daughter, my husband is on the phone brokering a deal with selling and buying a new trailer, right?
Sounds normal.
So yeah, he goes down, he gets this thing, we camp with it. Yep, Smoke and Ribbons. We camp with this thing just to get a feel for it, but we had never loaded it and had taken stuff out of it. So we get to the American Royal at the Kansas City, the Chiefs Arrowhead Stadium, and the dip down is quite significant. Like coming out of that trailer, just the way we had to level everything off was quite steep. And I remember Jason, at the time we had a gravity fed pit. And Jason grabbed it, and I remember I said, do you want me to get in front of that? Do you want to get a couple guys? Do we need to? And he's like, no, I'll just let gravity take it. He said this. And he rides that thing down that, and it hits and flops over. And he goes over, and it's like that. I'm okay. Get off of it. And we're looking at him. You guys, I'm not kidding you. He was less than a half inch from completely severing apart in the nether regions.
Oh no!
It ended.
Now I have to go back and watch it in detail.
No, they had 3 different cameras on us as we were loading out. I'm like, you got that right. I'm so excited. I'm in the PR scene, and I'm like, that was awesome. Tell me you got that. And Jason's in the corner like, oh my gosh. And the producers are like, are you okay? Are you sure? Is everything okay? And I'm like, you got that right. And anyway, they could have made that scene a repeat. They could have done all kinds of things. I think they handled it very graciously. The best the next day, though, is as he's showering, whatever, we find puncture wounds that we're like, where did that come from?
Wow.
We still don't know. He rode that bad boy all the way down.
You mentioned the different camera angles, and your reaction to that was and then it was pretty. It's hilarious, and I know Case and I probably paused and fast forward and rewinded all that, but
I got my wife up downstairs to watch it. I was like, if this is the most realistic thing I've seen, because this reminds me of ourselves.
Yeah.
Good.
So,
I'm glad.
All right. So again, guys, if you're going to the Royal, definitely give that a look. It's called Smoke and Ribbons It's on Prime Video right now. But so let's talk about the Royal. You mentioned your first one was in what, 2008, 2009?
Yeah, 2008.
And you've had some success at the Royal. Unfortunately, on that show, which kind of stinks after you've had all the success. And,
I know.
But I'll stop giving spoiler alerts. But anyway,
No, we did really well at a meat contest in sides and dessert. So
yes, you did, which is a good question for just a minute. But so talk about, you kind of mentioned your first Royal, kind of partying kind of thing, to now. What do you remember about your first Royal, actually leading up to it? You were so young, you don't even think it was that big of a deal. The way most of us think about it is like it's the granddaddy of barbecue. You know, there's 4 of them, I think. You got the Jack, you got Houston, you have the Royal, and you have Memphis in May.
Yeah.
Have you been to the Jack yet?
We have.
Nice.
And I'm also very fortunate that when we're not competing in the Jack, I get to judge it. So nice. I get it from multiple angles.
We need to bring you back for another show. But so talk about maybe your first ones to now, because in the show you'll see it's kind of fun how they go back and forth on Friday, how these guys are partying, and then they go to your husband and he's like, yeah, it's 3 a.m. I'm about to put this stuff on, and these guys are just kind of waking up partying and so
smoking heaters, man. Smoking
smoking. So the Royal is fun. Friday night is a blast, we all know. But talk about kind of your first ones to now, and kind of maybe what you were thinking. Maybe not even your first one, but maybe 2 or 3 years in to where you are now. Is it that daunting task now, or is it just something that you go and hope for the best, or put your best for? I don't know. Talk about it. What you think?
Yeah. So for the very first one, it was honestly a party. I mean, we were just there to have a lot of fun and to entertain friends and family, and this newfound passion that we were getting rewarded for. And really, I would say when we started, when Jason and I really decided that it wasn't just a group of friends, but we really wanted to compete, was probably in that 2010, 11, 12 kind of time frame, when we really started picking up the reins and wanting to do more. And we started competing more in order to get grand champions to be able to go to Invitational. I mean, that is when we took that giant leap, was once we were able to start competing in the Invitational and in the Open, not just as a team in the Open. That's when it became really serious for us. And it is a plan and it's an execution. And we just, now it really, I mean, we've kind of been thinking about, we should probably start getting some stuff together. I mean, we're fortunate because it is literally in our backyard. It's not like we're preparing, and when we go to Memphis where we have to take things down the week in advance, and it's a much different preparation when you go and you're talking to judges face to face. I mean, this is all blind box at the American Royal, and it's more about, for us, the kids now. Our kids are going to be doing the kids queue, so awesome. We've been practicing with them on their burgers and what they're going to do, and taking them to the spice shop so that they can. So it's kind of shifted from being all about us to being more about the family, and what we can do and instill in them and have fun. And then also, like being an ambassador for Royal Oak and working with Cook Shack, and Fireboard is another big supporter of ours. They come share a tent with us. And so if you want to know more about the Fireboard tent, all those guys are hanging out with us, and come over and say hi at any point in time. It's much more jovial for us, and a great experience to go around and meet people and see. It's a family reunion at that point. But as far as the preparation goes, I mean, we know what we want to execute. We know what we're going to do. We might throw a little bit of different rub on something, or we may throw in a different pellet, but that execution is very monitored. We know exactly what we're going to do, exactly the time. And then it doesn't matter if someone pops in to say hi, then we're doing what needs to be next. And both Jason and I can make that happen. And we have our cousin Matt, who happens to be a vegetarian, who comes and helps us as well at the big events. But it's just really, it went from a party to executing, using the items, and getting validation that what we're doing in the products that we're using, because we use our products on our meats, that other people are out there now wanting to buy it in 5-pound bags and 25-pound boxes, right? So
nice. That's awesome.
So talking about Royal, I've got it since you're local.
Yeah.
Rob knows when I travel to Kansas City, and I've been blessed to go to Kansas City on a regular basis for Texans games and different things, and the Royal, obviously. But being that you're local, somebody's traveling up there. My wife and I love Kansas City. We stay in Westport normally when we're up there visiting. But Gates, Bryant's, Q39, Jack Stacks, somebody's traveling to Kansas City. I know Texas guys have an open mind. Where's the local? Where are you telling people that are traveling to Kansas City? Is there someplace in Kansas City that you so last time we were up there, we caught a Royals game. Of course, Astros are there, but not the American Royal. But if you come into town, not from a barbecue standpoint, but where is a place they need to go in Kansas City?
Yeah. So it depends on what you want, but Slaps is a great option coming on there. If you want a smoked ham salad, Brobacks is where you want to go. I hope I said that right. If you want to go, LCs, I love LCs for burnt ends and some smoked turkey and some fried okra. So it just kind of depends on what you want. Joe's is consistent. You get the Z-Man when you go. You can get ribs. You can get, I think they've got a Diablo sandwich now. So their fries are awesome. If you want tablecloth dining, you're going to go to Jack Stack. It's a little more up. Yeah. Well, and so, I mean, it just kind of, it just really depends. But to me, like a good, Slaps, I don't know if you know Joe Pierce or not, but he is absolutely, Joe and Mike are killing it in the restaurant game and in competition. So I'm always love supporting those guys. Gosh, there's just so many. Hog Jaw, I've heard really great things about. I've personally not been there, but I keep hearing really good things. So it just kind of depends on what part of the city you're in, but we just are really blessed to have a lot of good barbecue.
Very nice. I've been to Q39. I enjoyed that one.
And Q39's great. I love Raw. Another great competitor that's gone out and done some really amazing things. Q39's great.
Yeah. So I got a couple more questions. We'll let you go because thank you for coming on again because I want to get you back on down the road because you've been a great guest. Thank you so much. But so the American Royal, you mentioned you were there 3 different venues now. You've been at the Stockyards. You were at the
I've not been to the Stockyards.
Or where do they have it in the
Stockyards. Yeah. Oh, I'm sorry. I was thinking you were saying the Houston Stock. Yes, down in the Stockyards.
And then they had it at Arrowhead that one year, and now they're at the Speedway. And I've heard that we've missed out because we've only been to the Speedway. I heard we missed out the original location is near and dear to a lot of original Royal competitors. But talk about the 3 different venues, what you took from each one, which one is your best or more favorite.
Yeah, nostalgic down in the West Bottoms. I mean, that's where, if you look at the reason that Kansas City has such a big variety on their menu, it's because the trains were coming in and out with all the different types of meats. And so when you look at a menu, you're going to see chicken and pork and brisket and, ham. You're going to see it all. So that's very nostalgic for us. And the walk on the dirt, there's just so many things, the smells, everybody's kind of together. You've got your big corporate teams. When it was at Arrowhead, Arrowhead was fun. It was neat to see kind of the venue in the background, but you were literally on 2 different sides of a giant stadium. And also just getting in and out, they're used to people coming in and seeing a game and getting out quickly. We were there and people were in and out, back and forth. It just wasn't a very good setup from that perspective. So I was actually pleased when they said, okay, if we're not going to do it in the West Bottoms down in the Stockyards, then doing it out at the Speedway made a much better sense from this perspective that they're used to people coming and camping out for races, right? Like that hospitality is built into what those venue workers are going to do. It is a little spread out, but it's better than it could be. And we're not just all in a big field, right? There's actual accommodations, there's blacktop, it's easy in and out, easy to get in and get parked. There's facilities. They've got golf carts for people who maybe might struggle. So, I mean, they've really tried to do the best they can. You're talking a very large event. And so I think it's a great venue when you look at it from that perspective. But man, seeing the smoke rise out of the West Bottoms in the Stockyards in that pit, that was pretty dang special.
Yeah, I feel like we've missed out on that one. We only know the Speedway, and we enjoy it. It's fun, and once you know your way around and where teams are located, it's far, but it's still doable. I do like that they moved the judging area. So I'm located.
I keep hearing that. There.
I'm located in. If you're familiar with a NASCAR track, we're in turn.
It's stall 1.
We're in turn 4. We're right by the pit road on the furthest right. Upper right on the map.
Stall 1 for all the NASCAR fans.
There you go. Stall 1. There you go. That's where judging is going to be. And we'll literally have this year. Case has walked boxes, and that's a 7-minute walk prior. Now we have like literally about a 30-second walk. So I'm very happy with the new location of the judges tent. It's not so close to you. I did see where you guys are located. You guys have a big area as well. Yeah. So we'll definitely come by and visit that.
Well, and that's the thing is we love our relationship with Fireboard because they bring in people, they want to have that space, and so it's a great relationship for us because people are kind of coming in and testing things out and seeing what they're doing, and then we've got our little section where we're hunkered down to do the competition.
Are you guys doing a party at all on Friday, or is it just kind of a meet and greet type thing? Or what are you doing?
Yeah, meet and greet party. Come by, say hi. Absolutely. It's not anything specific. The days we ended up getting like second place party probably 3 or 4 times at the Royal. So we used to do some fun parties.
I think we ever finished second, Rob?
We might have the very first year. I don't know.
That's awesome.
Other than that, we won. So a lot.
I like it. You're winning in life. Right?
Megan, do you remember a team that won Party of the Year 2 years in a row, and the guy that goes up there rips his shirt off, and he's a larger man and he's naked? It's this guy. That's him right there.
That's the guy.
That's the guy. We've won Party of the Year. We're the 2018-2019 Team Party of the Year for the
amazing
individual Team Party of the Year. But we want that big. We're still hoping. We want that big meat walk or ancillary. I don't care. I'll take one of those ribbons too.
Question: you've done the dessert at the Royal?
Yeah.
So on shows in the past, I've been relatively critical of KCBS and all the box dressing. Yeah. There's a whole other element that goes to turning in dessert at the American Royal. Holy crap. It's not just a box and here's your dessert. Those are some. So how much planning goes into that?
Yeah, a lot, actually, because certain sizes, the plate, it can't be so tall or so wide. A lot, actually, because you're also thinking they're eating so much food and then they've got to eat a dessert. And so what's going to be soothing and cool and delicious and a palate cleanser or what, so you kind of have to go into some of those things. But then are you providing them a napkin and a utensil and, make it easy for them? There's a lot of things that really want to do well in dessert. You've got to really think through. Because if they've got to cut into something or whatever, just make it really easy for them. But you've got to bring your A game as far as just making it look delightful and like they want to dive into it. There's so many 180s now. You have to do something to differentiate yourself.
Yeah. Some of the photos of desserts are just, because we try to compete in a lot of categories, turkey and sausage. I mean, we have fun with it. And then I see some of the desserts. I'm going, yep, nope, not going to do that one.
We're out. We're out.
Yeah, no, it is. But something simple can win. So don't think that you can't. But the winners are typically, okay, well.
Well, Case, you won 4th in Houston Livestock Show and Rodeo dessert.
But we put it in a box and turned it in like everyone else. Because that was their rules. And if it was just involved a box and turning it in, I think I'd be all for it. Some of these presentations are just over the top.
Chris Davis is commenting. I'm sorry. Chris Davis is commenting. You need to get in the green room, Chris. We're waiting on you, Bubba.
It is really great as far as the, tiers and plates that are provided. It's pretty cool to sit back and watch them come in. Yeah,
for sure.
The very first year we did. Let me just tell you, the very first year we did it, we're known for these within our family. We're known for a cherry mash. I don't know if you're familiar with that. It's like a cherry icing covered in a chocolate crunch, like a candy. and everybody loves these things. So we thought, oh, we'll turn in these great candies. And I think we were pretty much almost dead last because we didn't know that you needed this great elaborate dish. We just kind of turned in a bowl of candies and thought we were hot. Didn't
Anna,
work.
we have a 2 questions real quick. This one is from Anna Brown Bryce. She's going to the Royal for the first time. She says, I'm kind of nervous because I don't think my first place banana pudding is going to win at the Royal. Do you have any advice for her to spice that up? Or
Yeah, I love a good banana pudding. And you know what? It is a great option to give to those judges because like they just ate a lot of greasy meat. So that is a very nice, I think you'll do well. I would try to make sure, look at ways that you can make it kind of over the top. If you can decorate, adding some things to give it a little more height and volume. If you're doing a big dish or if you're going to do each individual, make sure that you have something, their own individual spoon. If you can do layers and really make it obvious what the layers are, it's as much about the decoration and show as it is, then you have to have a really good, solid, delicious dessert. But kind of everything you would do, just amplify it.
there you go. And somebody asked, what does it take to do the Royal? You can answer that one, I guess, as far as
it's some money. And if if you're going to do the open, there is a time frame in which you have to apply, and it's a fee to get in. And then if you want to add, everything's kind of a la carte. So if you want a tent, if you want your own restroom, when I say restroom, porta potty, if you want to have hay bales around you, like you can add on all these things to make your space, a little more of an accommodation for the weekend. But it's really, at this point, the only way you can get into the Invitational is if you win a grand championship at a sanctioned event. Then you can get an invite into the Invitational, which is a Saturday competition. And then in order to compete in the Open, it's really you pay your and go. I don't think they're filling it out. There used to be years when it was down in the West Bottoms that new people didn't get in because nobody was leaving.
I think they have room.
But they've got room now. So
there was one last one. I'm turning in beans. Do I need to provide anything other than the 6 bean bowls, spoons, etc.?
Okay, so I would say a presentation bowl and then individual bowls. That's what I would say, is give them the look, the feel, the zhuzh with something, and then give them all something to taste.
I'm writing that down. How do you spell that? Zhuzh?
Yeah. What was that one? This is why they have world class
barbecue sauce in it. Yeah, and use smoky Kansas City barbecue sauce in it. Honest to goodness, if you go to our website, barbecue.com, you will see our pit bean recipe that has won year after year after year at the American Royal, and we have people now that take classes from us that use that recipe that beat us.
Awesome.
Writing that.
This is I don't even think Rob's listening to the show. He's actually writing notes, trying to prepare. This is by far. You set the bar. We have 2 more. We have 2 more weeks. I think we should have waited. The bar has been set pretty high.
My goal is
you got to
get
practice.
People to go out there and do this. If we don't start getting people interested in this, and even like with the kids and teenagers, we've got to get people interested in this.
Bush's beans,
baby.
That's
Seriously,
right.
We take Bush's beans. We kind of let some of that weird, like the bean juice, kind of go off of it. Rinse those. We don't rinse them, but we let it all slide off.
That's the zhuzh. The zhuzh or the what?
That's the jizz.
Wait, what?
Now that is what she said.
Not the zhuzh.
There you
There's
go.
a difference.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much, Megan. You were awesome.
Megan has set the bar.
Yes, she has. You were an awesome guest. We thank you so much, and we'll definitely be in touch. In fact, we're friends now. I'm gonna send you some ideas that we have for the ancillary. So I'm going to use you as a resource.
Hey, can you listen? We know you had on, but no, I'm not lying. This has been so informative about the whole city. Rob didn't really say much. He said, "Hey, we've got a guest coming from the second best tailgating city in the country, second best barbecue city in the country." Kansas City's known for a lot of coming right behind Texas and Houston in a lot of categories.
God.
So It's but to come out here and just set the bar, that's impressive. Because that's what Rob said, not what I said.
No, my God,
I love Kansas City.
That did not come from me. That is totally him. But thank you again, Megan. You were an amazing guest. Thank you so much. We do appreciate it, and we'd love to get you back on the show down the line.
Sounds good.
And I'll come see you. I'll come see you in a couple weeks.
Say hi. Anybody, come say hi. This is
go.
what it's all about. Welcome to our city.
Aaron Leslie says, great job, Megan.
Thanks.
She's awesome, Manny. All right, guys. Thank you. There she was, Megan Day, Burnt Finger Barbecue. She was awesome.
I feel like we could have just brought her on each week leading up to the Royal for 5 weeks and said, hey, all you fools that are going to do dessert, today's dessert week. This is bean week, and you're all going to be considerably better once I'm done teaching you. But yeah, no, fantastic. Fantastic interview. Lots of great information, lots of great energy. And yeah, just her excitement about barbecue. And then Kansas City. I mean, Kansas City really is a fantastic town to visit. For anybody that is making the trip to the Royal, seriously, the track, it's go back another year. That you can get caught up in all the barbecue, but the city is a fantastic city to visit and see and enjoy food and stadiums and so yeah, there's a ton to learn the first time, but it's worth the trip every year to go back.
Yeah, and again, highly recommend that show that she was on, the documentary, especially if you're going for the first time, because it does break down the days of what they're doing each particular day. It's coming up. The Royal is going to be in 3 short weeks. I can't believe it is coming so fast. So guys, check that out if you want. She was a great guest, great resource. That was awesome. So glad to have her on. That was amazing. But we've got another guy coming on. This guy is making his first
guy.
You know what? Before we get to that, I gotta. Since Case is talking, let's play the clip. Let's play the clip. There it was, Case. The clip. And we got to give a shout out to our sponsors again. Thank you so much, our sponsors. Shout out to our great sponsors, Rec Tech, Cosmos Q Products, Texas Pepper Jelly, Briscoe Ranch Cook-Off at the Crossroads, LC Barbecue, Rick's RV Rentals and Repairs, Eureka Heights Brew Company, Chicken Fried Barbecue Grind, Jay Harding and Company, Texas Oil Dust, Bullprint Wraps and Graphics, and the Barbecue Store in Hempstead. Thank you for supporting the Smoking Gooder. Yeah, I got to work on that audio on that, but thanks to all of our sponsors. We definitely appreciate that. We will be doing some more clips like you've seen on YouTube. Again, check us out on YouTube. We appreciate that. But we're going to be having videos I'll be cooking this week in Jewett, Texas. And then we've got the big Alvin Music Festival coming up. And of course, in 3 weeks, I'll be at the American Royal trying to defend that party of the year. But mainly, I want a damn ribbon. I want a ribbon, Case. I've been practicing. I'm ready. Let's do it. Name of the shows again. Name of the shows was Smoke and Ribbons. It's on Prime Video.
Would you look at it any differently now that we know how, her husband could have got hurt rolling the pit down?
Yeah, I didn't realize he was that close to being hurt, but it's still funny. It's still funny.
I did call you. I don't remember what it was. Maybe it was during the COVID lockdown, and there was just nothing going on, and I just remember watching it going, hey, do you have Amazon? You need to watch this. And,
I watched it again. I watched it again last night in preparation for the show just to check it out again. Yes, Aaron, ribbon time. It is ribbon time. Manuel Moreno. The other show was BBQ Brawl. That's on Food Network. She was also I need to check out. I didn't see the episode that she was the chopped champion. That's pretty amazing as well. All right.
Now she was here.
Say that again.
Now her career is done.
Yeah, now she's been on the Smoking Gooder show with all 30 of us. I think we had a 40-person top so far.
Plus,
But
well, you have all those people on YouTube watching now.
we got all of those. We're YouTube famous now. You need to be TikTok famous, Case. I think that's the new thing right now. That is definitely the new thing. All right, let's bring him on. Our next guest is Chris Davis from Cross Rifles Barbecue. He's the 2020-2021 top 10 IBCA Cooker of the Year. He finished 8th overall, 2nd in chicken here in Texas, which I think is pretty amazing. But let's bring him on. There he is, Chris Davis. What is up, Chris Davis? How are you, bub? Uh-oh. Can't hear you, buddy. Can't hear you.
Do you have him muted? I see the little mute button.
I don't. He might have his own unmute.
Oh,
I can't.
Oh, there goes. Wait.
My project manager had me muted. Sorry
there you
about
go.
that.
Now we're on.
Who's your project manager?
My wife, Bobby Martin Davis.
Bobby, she likes to play with
You're
me.
You're gonna have to have a conversation with her when this show's over.
Yes,
I know. This is going to be hard to follow up, man. It's kind of like getting on stage after Elvis, I mean.
That's the level of information that was dropped on us in the first 30, 45 minutes was pretty intense.
She's in the comments now. She says, hi, Chris. Yeah, she was amazing.
Hello, Megan. How you doing?
Do you know Megan, Chris?
I've never met Megan. I believe that she cooked next to us. I cooked with Boar's Night Out at the Memphis in May this year, and I believe she was right next to us. I've never met her personally though. So
you've been a part of some pretty strong teams. You said Boar's Night Out at Memphis in May. You cooked with Phil Breeden at the American Royal. But let's talk about this is your first trip to the Royal as Cross Rifles Barbecue. Is that correct?
That's correct.
Nice. Let's back up real quick. Introduce yourself. I know a lot of people here know you, but let's do the introduction, please.
Yes, sir. My name is Chris Davis. I am a United States Marine Corps combat veteran. I have been cooking barbecue for about 6 years competitively. Only been competing for about 3 years seriously, though, because let's face it, when we all first start competing, we have one thing we want to do. We want to go out and cook barbecue and drink beer, and we usually don't start getting good till we quit drinking beer. So,
yeah. Absolutely. Thank you for your service, Chris. We appreciate all of that. But so you are now, talk about talking, you just mentioned taking it seriously. What light bulb happened this year from where you were maybe 2 years ago to having a badass season this year on the competition scene?
The last 3 years, both me and my wife, we've cooked, and we've done fairly well. We've had good walks, we walk just about almost every competition we go to, but this year, especially from the other ones, last year we chased at the very end of the year, just trying to get to the top 5 overall for Region 3. This year, I think it was April 23rd, we were at the Bexar County Junior Livestock Show and Rodeo and had a good cook. We were there with some veterans. We were teaching some veterans how to cook barbecue with Texas Chrome Heroes Foundation, and we felt we had a pretty good day, And we went to awards and hit a 4th place chicken and a 6th place rib, wound up tying for grand champion. We lost because our brisket finished 11th. All we needed was a 10th and we'd have GC'd it, but that's how it goes sometimes. But after that cook-off, we came home that Sunday morning and I told my wife, I was like, there's a chance, even though right now we're sitting at 89th overall, I said, there's a chance that if we keep at this, we can really make a run. So we sat down, we talked about it. She said, let's do it. So I said, okay, let's go for it. So from April 23rd till the end of June, we cooked almost every weekend. I think we missed 2 weekends because of weather, because we're for the longest time, we've been Canopy Cowboys. It wasn't until the end of this year, a good buddy of mine, Carlo Casanova, let me borrow his cook trailer. And we cooked on his cook trailer, and I will tell you that we'll never go back to Canopies. We're done. We actually went out and purchased our own cook trailer, so we will be in a cook trailer from here on out. So
congratulations.
Now, does your cook trailer have as good an air condition as Carlos?
I'm not sure yet because I haven't cooked in it yet. So
Carlos is like a refrigerator.
Carlos is like a refrigerator, yes. It can be 112 degrees outside. That thing is 60 degrees all the time. It's a wonderful AC in that cook trailer.
Not only that, he's got that thing's a badass cook trailer. If the trailer you're using is what I think it is, that's pretty awesome. Yui Bronze in the comment. I don't know what that is. What's he saying there? Sushi?
Yui is from the Valley. I actually met Yui at the IBCA Awards Banquet this year. Yui's actually from Germany, guys.
I figured he was because I work with Germans, and that's a common name there.
Yeah, he's a really cool person. So we have
to get out in the open. Last time we were all at the Royal together, during the Invitational, I wasn't paying attention to my clock. And I'm walking around drinking a beer, and I strolled into a certain trailer that you were in the middle of Chicken Box. Were you or Phil more likely to kick my ass for interrupting the boxing of the chicken?
I would say that would have been me, because at that point in time, I was a guard for Phil. I was there for Phil and to help him out. So I would say it would have been me. And I remember that. I remember that case. Because I pointed at you and I said, "Hey, you got to go. It's time to get out." And you did. You left and came back later.
Yeah. For the record, when you're not competing and you're just not paying attention to time, you're just out saying hello to everybody. And I just strolled on in, not knowing that you are boxing chicken. So
yeah.
So, Chris, talk about your first trip now to the Royal. What do you? How are you approaching it? Are you doing kind of what you've been running with IBCA? Have you thought about maybe changing something different? And what are you doing for chicken? Obviously, we cook half chickens down here. They don't. So that's probably the main thing that we have to really think about your approach on that. So talk about your thought process on doing that.
So we're not running the same exact recipes that we're running in IBCA. We're running things a little toned down from what we run in IBCA, because here in Texas, we love a lot of flavor. So Clinton Ullman. Here in Texas, we love a lot of flavor, and in KCBS, I think that, you just got to have more of a even kill barbecue. And I believe that you get your flavor in your finishing process in KCBS. So we've been practicing here at the house and doing some things, and running some recipes that I think will work. I mean, as both you and Case know, Phil Breeden's one of my really good friends.
Yep.
And he's taught me a lot over the years and shown me some things, and steered me in the right direction. So I lean on Phil a pretty good bit. I mean, I think between Phil and my wife is probably the two people that I lean on the most as far as barbecue goes. My wife is my taste tester. I never try my food.
Like, I get hungry. Like, I get hungry. So, I mean, I have to eat something.
I don't try my food at all. I leave that up to my wife, because as most people know, women have a better palate than men do. It's more refined. So I leave that up to my wife, and I allow her to make those decisions. And whatever decision she makes, that's what I go with. So it's worked out for me over the years. So that's what I do. As far as chicken goes, I have a chicken recipe and a chicken injection that I'm using, and the wrap process that I'm using that I believe will work just about anywhere in the country. So we're actually going up a week before the Royal, and we're cooking in Gardner, Kansas. We're going to use Gardner, Kansas as a test to see if it will work, because it's only 30 miles south of Kansas City.
So you're going to get a KCBS practice in before you go up to the Royal.
Yeah, we are. We're
That's
going
awesome.
up with
That's
Tom and Bill Clark. So the weekend before, yeah.
Yeah, that's actually a really cool approach, and you guys are maybe want to take that up with them. Tom and Bell are going up there, first time cook. Obviously, Chris is going up there as well. Unfortunately, I am locked into one down here that I'm going to attend. Well, not unfortunately, I'm excited to do at the Alvin Music Festival. But that is pretty cool to go up there and get a practice in prior to the big dance for the American Royal. I do think that's interesting. You're changing up just a little bit. Is there did somebody kind of put that in your ear, or you just kind of what you're thinking to do, you need to do?
This year, I actually took 2 KCBS classes. I went to Missouri with Bill Purvis, and we went and took Brad Leininger and Tim Shear's class, Shake and Bake and Getting Basted.
It's a good one right now.
That was back in December.
Mm-hmm.
And I learned a lot in that class. And some of the things I learned I took that class strictly for chicken because I was coming off an offset and going to drums. And KCBS chicken was just, it was kicking my butt, man. I couldn't figure it out because I was treating it the same way on a drum as I did on an offset. And I would say probably 15, maybe 20 minutes into the chicken process, I realized what I was doing wrong. I was like, you know what? I've paid for this class. I'm here. These are two of the best in the world. So I'm going to give it a shot, and see what they got. Well, I took some of the process that I learned from them, especially with chicken, and implemented it into IBCA. And it literally, my chicken game went from here to here. So not just the chicken, but also ribs, brisket. I mean, it was a great class. And then last month I went and took JD Henley's class in Midland, Texas. And we all know here in Texas, people outside of Texas don't really know JD, but here in Texas, we know that JD is a brisket king.
Yep. He's awesome.
When it comes to brisket, it's hard to beat JD Henley, So as soon as I found out that he was putting on a brisket class, I was like, I'm in. Let's go do it. So went out there and done. I'm going to take some of the things I learned from them, tips and techniques, and kind of implement it into my profiles and see what happens.
Awesome. Well, that's pretty cool. You're going to take little bits and pieces. The fact that you are taking the time to do a KCBS class tells me you are serious about this deal this weekend or in 3 weeks. So you're going to go up there. Are you leaving? You might have said it, but you're leaving from that one contest and going straight to the Royal?
Yes, I am. We're leaving straight from Gardner and going straight to the Royal. So,
Case, why didn't you think about that? That's pretty fun. That sounds like a nice week.
The logistics of just getting to the Royal is hard enough for us. Doing 2 cooks, there's not enough kale in the world to make that happen for us. Grace,
that's why you use parsley, man.
I don't want to use any of it. I want to use foil. What are you cooking on? Have you changed over the years? And then what's your plans, obviously, with the fourth meat category? Obviously, CBA requires you to cook 4 meats, but and so have you ran any CBA events? Kind of prep for that. But what are you cooking on? Have you changed over the years? And what's your strategy there from a cooking standpoint?
I have changed over the years. I mean, when I first started cooking, I was cooking on an Academy Special, an outdoor gourmet barbecue pit, and a Weber is what I started on. And my very first competition I won, and from that point I was hooked.
Nice.
I've cooked on drums. I've cooked on a Pitmaster Magnum Sniper. I've cooked on backyard jambos. I've cooked on a Loco smoker, and I've cooked on just about anything. But I would say that drums are my favorite cookers, and at the Royal, I will be running straight drums. So the Royal and Gardner, Kansas, I'll be running straight drums. I have cooked CBA. I like CBA a lot. I like IBCA too, but I mean, my heart is in KCBS. I truly love KCBS. I love those fast timelines, how fast you have to get stuff turned in. I'm a Marine, and I work extremely well under pressure. So I love the pressure of having it sitting on your back door knocking at you, saying, hey, this has got to get done. This has got to get done. There's no room for error in KCBS. You have to stay focused.
That knocking sound could just be me on the outside wanting to come see what you guys are doing. Just throwing that out there.
This is true. Or it could be you falling on the ice.
You falling on
Really?
So did you see the judging tent's not too far from us? That's a bonus, because where you are now in 2019, you would have had a 8.5 minute walk. Yeah, you would have had an 8.5 minute walk to so now you probably have a 1.5 minute walk.
It's not very far. I think I'll walk to the end of my row and then turn left and go down maybe, 40 yards, and it's turning right there. So I'm extremely happy about that.
So I definitely wanted to ask you about your participation with the Texas Chrome Heroes Foundation. That is a to me, that is so awesome to see what you guys do. Y'all bring in, I'll let you explain exactly what y'all do, but the joy and excitement that you guys share with these veterans is amazing. And it's so great to see. It's inspiring just to watch. It's somebody said it earlier, but you get into this thing and you really want to do well. You want to win, right? But then when you get that 10th place, whatever, when you need maybe a 4th or 3rd or whatever, and you get that 10th, and then you're just like, oh, okay. But to see what the vets go, what y'all teach them, and just how excited they get, not only they, but like Joey and yourself and everybody else, it is so cool to watch. And it definitely kind of puts us back into where we need to be as far as, celebrating every kind of win and walk and everything we do in life. So tell me a little bit about that with the Texas Chrome Heroes Foundation, how you got involved, and maybe what you're taking out of it.
Joey actually approached me, I guess it was probably February or March of this year, and asked me if I would be willing to come on as a pit coach. He knew I was a veteran, and I've known Joey for probably, I guess I'd say 4 years or so that I've known Joey. And he approached me and asked me if I'd be willing to do it. And I didn't think twice. Yeah, I'll do it. No problem. I'm a veteran. I love giving back to the veteran community. I mean, actually, our slogan with Cross Rifles Barbecue is, and I'm sorry if I'm going to try not to, but sometimes I do get emotional because the veteran community does mean a lot to me. But our slogan with Cross Rifles Barbecue is, we cook for those that didn't make it home. This was my best friend in the Marine Corps. I lost him on the Marine Corps birthday in 2004. And to give back to those veterans who are struggling with PTSD, it means a lot to me. So I love teaching these veterans. I think I lost y'all.
No.
I got you.
Okay. All right. I love teaching these veterans how to cook barbecue and giving them another outlet, to help deal with PTSD, because PTSD is it's an ugly monster. And when it decides to rear its head, it's not pretty for anybody that deals with it. We don't just deal with veterans, though. We also deal with first responders, firemen and police officers, and those guys, they do just as much as we do in the military. I mean, they deal with the same stuff that we do. So it means a lot to us to give back to them. But what they don't realize is they're giving to us as well. And they've taught, both myself and Joey have sat down and had multiple conversations, that they've shown us how to cook better. Because we all know that if you're not learning in this sport, it's time to get out. You can always learn something. And when we're teaching these guys how to cook barbecue the way that we cook barbecue, there's always little bitty things that you forget. But when you're teaching someone, you're talking about it over and over and over again, you realize those little bitty things you've forgotten over the years, and you start putting those back into your cook process, and it makes you a better cook. When you're not cooking, with the foundation, it makes you a better cook. So Texas Chrome Heroes Foundation it's a great organization. And for those of you who are watching this, if you want to donate, or if you're a veteran and you want to come and cook with us, it's www.texaschrome.org. You can go in there if you're a veteran, you can fill out an application, and someone will contact you, and we'll bring you in, and we'll show you what we do. And we're an open book. So
had a fantastic event this past weekend, right?
Yes, we did.
In El Campo. Yeah. Tell us about that event. I know the hardware looked absolutely amazing. In seeing some of we had a glimpse of those trophies when they were first in production here on the show with Joey, but just to see it. Tell us about that event, and I know more to come, right?
There are more to come. That event was it was phenomenal. One, to see all those cookers out there. it's an RV park. So there's always people there to begin with, We all arrive Thursday. We're there Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, and most everybody leaves, Saturday night or Sunday morning. Sunday morning we woke up, and I think there were 14 campers that were still left there. So that means the rest of that place was filled with cookers. And to see that for a first-year event was absolutely phenomenal, especially knowing, what that event represented to Joey and Cassie, and Texas Chrome Heroes Foundation. It was phenomenal, man. And to be able to cook side by side with someone, with the reputation of Mark Lambert, I can't explain that at all. I mean, it was amazing. Sitting there, we're in the trailer. I'll tell you a little story. So we're in the trailer, and Mark hurt himself Friday night. So the veterans, I had them do everything, both for myself and for Mark, injecting and seasoning and everything. And they actually chose his rib recipe. And they ran the rib recipe, seasoned the ribs and everything, injected the ribs. I mean, they've hit final table with it. Nice. But they also chose chicken recipe, and it hit 5th place. So to see that, it was phenomenal.
It's really cool to see you guys celebrate. Like I mentioned earlier, it's amazing. And the fact that you mentioned they're teaching you guys as well, it's pretty cool. I mean, the whole full circle about everything is really inspiring and really neat and really fun to see from afar. And guys, if you want to get involved, I just posted their website, www.texaschrome.org. You can check out there. You can get in touch with just being a part of this thing, maybe supporting one way or another. I know they need probably volunteers, donations, all of it. You can check them out at www.texaschrome.org. Anna Bryce says we love supporting the Texas Chrome Foundation. Yui commenting again. You're a good man, Chris. Thanks for all you do. Thank you for your service, and good luck at the Royal.
Thank you, Yui.
Pretty cool, man. That is awesome. And the fact that you're still doing that. Is Joey going to the Royal this year or not?
Joey is going to the Royal, and he's actually, I think, 3 spots down from where we're at. So
awesome.
He'll be right there in the same area. I'm sure that a presence will be made at your campsite for Party of the Year.
Absolutely.
The Party of the Year.
The Party of the Year.
3 times.
We're going for the 3-peat. We'll call it the 4. What's it called? 4-peat? I don't know if it's a 4-peat. We're going for the 3-peat for sure. But I definitely want a ribbon this year. That's the goal. 4 bullhorn and barbecue.
There's a ribbon right back here too.
What is that ribbon for? I see that.
That's a 6th place turkey ribbon at the American Royal.
I like it. Turkey Federation.
Picking awards out of the ones you got so far, what's the one that this the aha moment for you, or if you had to pick one that you just never gets old looking at or knocking the dust off? What's the biggest one so far?
I knew it right there. That's a
one right here.
That's a big one. 3rd place ribs.
This one right here is the aha moment.
That's awesome. Chris, if you weren't doing barbecue, what would you be doing? Where would you be putting this passion and this money and energy to if you weren't doing barbecue?
I really don't know, Rob, to be honest with you, man. I mean, it's it would probably be doing something with my wife, maybe camping or fishing or something like that. But barbecue, man, barbecue means more to me than just hanging out and drinking beer and partying and cooking food, and turning in a product, and praying for a walk. Barbecue is just, it's my life. I've been cooking barbecue since I was 15 years old. I've been competing, for the past, I started in 2015, seriously competing, since 2018. So, it's just, I don't know where I'd be without barbecue. It's something that I love barbecue. I don't really care to eat barbecue, but I love the process it takes to get to the finished product.
Yes. Bro, I love the fact that you're going up a week earlier and going to compete at a KCBS event. That's kind of what we want to do for this show. We kind of want to show different perspectives of somebody that's been there, done that, versus a new team. I know you've been there with Phil, but this is your first time with cross rifles, and the fact you're going up early definitely puts that foot forward that you're going to go out there and give it your best. And I'm excited to see how we all do, especially cross rifles, bullhorn, how everybody out there is doing, because there's a lot of Texas teams going up this year, and I've said it before, I'm excited to see how we do up there once, with the implementation of the CBA and pork, and that it's no longer kind of a, pork is not so much a daunting task anymore for us.
It's not a foreign object to us.
It's not a foreign object. I think we're gonna all go up there and hopefully do well, as long as we go up there and put our best foot forward and put some good food and make the tenderness there. I think we'll all have a shot at doing very well, and I'm excited to see what happens. I know 2019 we already had Fred Robles, but hopefully we get another Texas team do that. You mentioned all your cookers earlier. Tell me where that green Weber falls in and what happened to that thing.
It wasn't green; it was actually red.
Was it red? Was it red?
It was red. And that was the Mud Fest back in November of last year. You were there, parked right next to me. We all got stuck.
We all got stuck.
I think Bill Purvis probably spent, 4 or 5 hours pulling people out with his truck.
Yes.
But he got my trailer pulled out, and I'm sitting there with my truck spinning tires and trying to get out of there, and I backed up, and it finally caught. And when it caught, my Weber was in the back of my truck. So I took off like the Dukes of Hazzard out of there and just just sliding everywhere. And next thing I know, I look at my rearview mirror and I go, oh, snap. That's my Weber. That's my brand new Weber. It was gone.
Oh, man. This thing, Dukes of Hazzard was right. He was spinning, fishtailing, and that thing just took off and did about 20 flips, and unfortunately I think one of the legs went through the bottom of it. Wasn't it like a classic or a unique pit or something like that?
It was a unique pit because that red was actually Halliburton red. And they discontinued that Weber because of the color. So Lowe's and Home Depot put that Weber on sale for $70, and Vince Colanetta made a post on Facebook that he could grab some for people. If anybody wanted one, he would bring them to Lockhart. So I messaged him and I said, hey, I want one of those Webers. So he brought it to Lockhart, and I paid him $70 for it, got the Weber, and I had it for, 2 years. And now it's just, I still have it because I still have faith that I can save it. But
it's been revived. What?
It's been revived, but it's right there on the verge, man. So
you don't know what to do with it yet.
Yeah, I'm not sure what to do with it yet. It's a beautiful cooker, absolutely beautiful cooker.
So are you? Go ahead. I'm sorry. Finish it.
What I like about that Weber, it's about 4.5 inches taller than a regular Weber. So,
nice. So Chris, are you doing all the ancillaries or none of them? What are you doing on Saturday?
I'm not doing all the ancillaries. I have a really good friend, Trip Ryan, with Tribal Fire Grills. Him and Aaron Norris are coming with me, nice. And they are going to help cook the ancillaries. So we're doing everything, but I'm not cooking all the ancillaries. So
right.
But we will be represented in the ancillary category. We'll be cooking everything on a Tribal Fires grill.
Very cool. Well, thank you so much for coming on the show, bro. We appreciate that. Is there anything you want, any shout outs you want to give out before we let you go?
Yep. My wife, you guys, and my good friend Phil Breeden. Well, so Phil's shown me a lot over the years and steered me in the right direction over the years. So shout out to him, and we're praying for Carmen, hoping Carmen gets better. So.
Yeah, didn't know she was.
And then one of the things that it keeps popping up with a lot of your friends that are watching the show tonight. But I kind of a tough one. It's a tough day for especially you guys that have served in the Marines. But I do want to thank you, for your service. And then I know a lot of guys are in the comments and making comments. I appreciate you coming on the show tonight and everything that you do for the Chrome Heroes Foundation, for everybody that does come home. But it was a tough news day. But thank you, all you guys that are in the comments. I'm seeing different posts and I just want to, it's a tough day. I just want to thank everybody that's watching, and you especially for the service provided to our country.
Yes, sir. I appreciate that, Case, man. Thank you for the opportunity, brother.
Yes, we do appreciate it, Kate. And Chris, we'll see you in good luck in that first KCBS event, and we'll see you in 3 weeks at the Royal, man. I'm excited. It's coming up quick, coming up super quick, bro.
Rob, I do want to give one more shout out, man, to the greatest beer in the world.
So good God, no.
Is it the greatest beer in the world?
No,
it's the oldest, right? It says on the label.
It's the oldest brewery in America. So
that doesn't mean crap.
Best beer ever, Anthony Horvath. Best beer ever.
Yeah. Let's all drink some Yingling Ding Dings from Yankee Land. If I have one more, I walked into Buc-ee's last night and there was a damn end cap full of this crap. I was like, this is where Lone Star belongs. God damn it!
It's there. It's all over HEB too. Hey, Chris, thank you so much. We appreciate
Thanks
you.
Thanks for getting fired up.
Hey, thank y'all for the opportunity, man. I really appreciate it, Rob and Case.
Absolutely. We'll see you in
good luck, man.
We'll see you in a few
weeks.
Good
luck to y'all, man. We'll come see y'all for part of the year.
Absolutely. Thanks, Bub. We'll see you.
Yep.
There he was, Chris Davis, Cross Rifles Barbecue.
Ding drinker. If I see more Yuling or
what'd you call it? What'd you call it? Ying ding?
Yuling ding dong. I don't know what this shit is.
It's Yingling.
Yuling. What is it?
Yingling. So we're an hour and a half in. We're gonna wrap this show here in just a second.
Now that he got me fired up, Rob's gonna mute me.
I'm not muting anybody. We're gonna do one more sponsor shout out, but before that, play the clip. We're gonna play the Phil Breeden clip. He mentioned Phil a few times. Let's do it.
Hey everybody, Phil Breeden, owner and founder of LC Barbecue, and you're watching the So Smoking Gooder Show.
There he was with the beard grab and all. Shout out to our great sponsor. Shout out to our great sponsors. RecTech, Cosmos Q Products, Texas Pepper Jelly, Briscoe Ranch Cook-Off at the Crossroads, LC Barbecue, Rick's RV Rentals and Repairs, Eureka Heights Brew Company, Chicken Fried Barbecue Grind, Jay Harding and Company, Texas Oil Dust, Bullprint Wraps and Graphics, and the Barbecue Store in Hempstead. Thank you for supporting the So Smoking Gooder Show. Yes, shout out. How do you like that new sponsor clip?
I need that sponsor clip. I might have got a text message wondering where a certain banner was tonight in the background. So, the boss texted me.
We got some YouTubers in the house. So we're trying to be YouTube famous. Everett Barbecue. This guy is killing it out there. Mad Wood Barbecue. Thank you for tuning in. Trumpet Master. This guy has a RecTech, which, we're near and dear to RecTech. He plays trumpet music in the back. Little fact that you may not have known. I was a trumpet player back in the day, Case. Yes. Not only was this physique used for athletic prowess, I was also a little trumpet player. Yes, I was.
But at no time were you the Tomball Bowler of the Week.
No, congratulations on that RecTech Mafia. Tim Crawford's in the house. Thank you very much. All right, well, let's get to the bull printing wraps and graphics wrap-up recap. We had the Kids Unlimited cook-off in Pearland.
Toasty Pearland.
We're going to go top 5. There's some names on here that you love. Dean Haufling, Pickles Barbecue was 5th overall. Caleb Warden, Kickin' Cajun Smokehouse, 4th overall. Brian Fox, our buddy, just smoking around. I thought he was only a steak cooker. He's venturing into some
I think he's given up on SEA and Lone Star. I think he's moved 100% IBCA.
All right, good for him. The reserve grand champion was Alan Prothrow from Ice Cold Cookers. And the grand champion was Sean Moore from Chasing More Smoke. I visited Sean. I went there on Friday and took a tour around for some teams, and he gave me a bite of his open competition turn-in. And let me tell you, it was really, really good. And he wound up hitting first place open as well. So he had a great weekend in Pearland. Sean Moore from Chasing More Smoke, the grand champion at the Kids Unlimited Barbecue Cook-Off. Congratulations to him. And one that we just talked about, the Project Meet the Heroes at the Lost Lagoon in El Campo, Texas. Top 5, there were 75 teams in attendance. Top 5, Blake Schendel, Alley Cats. Congratulations. 4th place, Eddie Morales, been on the show. The Pit Father Barbecue, 4th place. 3rd place was Jerry Cardenas from Loaded Smoke. The reserve grand champion, Robert Smith, First Class Barbecue. Guys killing it in all sanctioning bodies. Good for him. And in first place, the grand champion was Daniel Ramirez, coming in hot. Another So Smoking Gooder Show alum. Good for these guys. And then lastly, we're going to go into the KCBS world, the Red Raider Meat, Barbecue, and Ribeye Championship. Top 5 overall. Chicken Fried Barbecue, sponsor of the show. Congratulations, Bill Purvis. Scooters Barbecue, Paul Whitaker, great job. Texas Rebel Smokehouse, Chuck Long, great job. Reserve Grand Champion was my man, Aaron Leslie, sponsor of the show, Texas Oil Dust. And in first place, Rollin' Smoke Barbecue, Texas, Jennifer and Joe. Congratulations for the big Grand Champion out in Lubbock at the Red Raider Meat, Barbecue, and Ribeye Championship. They had the Texas Tech mascot. Do you know his name? Case?
Do what? No.
No, I
Isn't it a horse?
No, it's a little guy with a mustache. He looks like
Yosemite Sam?
Yeah, or that guy. So anyway, so that's the wrap-up recap. We appreciate it. Just wanted to get that in. And some upcoming events. Danny Dietz Memorial Classic is coming up real quick, September 11th. That is going to be held at the Texas Renaissance Festival Fairgrounds. I do believe they still have room. I've been out there. They have plenty of room. So if you guys are looking to do a cook-off, September 11th weekend, that's going to be the Danny Dietz Memorial Classic. There's also another one that weekend in Alvin, the Alvin Music Festival with Nick in the Groove as the headliner is going to be out there. That is a CBA event. Plenty of room out there if you still want to get in on that. This weekend, I'll be in Jewett, Texas. We're still looking for teams out there. If you want to look that up, you can check it out at cbabarbecue.com. And if you want to get on a cook-off this weekend, you can do that. And then next weekend in Pasadena is the Gabriel's Angels cook-off. If you want to get in on that, it's another CBA event. Case, are you going to come join me in that one? I think you mentioned it.
There's a chance. That one's close to the house, and all the state parks are booked, and so I don't have any place to go camping. I am on a wait list to go back to the water park camping, so we'll see. But yeah, it's tailgate season, so we are ready to go. Well, hopefully the weather stays clear for some tailgating on Saturday, and we're ready to rock, man. So.
All right. I know we went a little long today, but we had some really good guests. Thank you to Megan Day from Burnt Finger Barbecue and Chris Davis from Cross Rifles Barbecue. Thank you so much for coming on the show. We do appreciate that. And I got to give a shout out to Aaron Leslie for that big 180 brisket. And Bill Purvis, too, another sponsor of the show, 180 pork. That's pretty cool. So, again, thank you to Megan Day from Burnt Finger and Chris Davis from Cross Rifles. Definitely appreciate that. Next week on the show, we're going to have Blaine Hunter from Porky Butts Barbecue. He is a former American Royal champion, open champion. And we're also going to have Mike Seeley from Double S Smokers, who is traveling to Mississippi to do a KCBS, but he's going to the Royal for the first time as well. So anyway, that was awesome. Thank you so much again to our guest, and we'll see you guys next weekend right now, same time, same channel. So Smoking Gooder Show. Case, close us out, bub.
Absolutely enjoyed it. Two fantastic guests tonight. Lots of great commentary in the comments. We'll try to catch up on those. If you didn't catch us live on Facebook, catch us wherever you catch your podcasts, whether it be Apple, Spotify, YouTube, I'm being told, is a thing now. And so wherever you get that kind of information, put us on. Enjoy it. Mash the like button, hit a share button. There's like a 5-star rating in there. So if you think we're 5-star, give us 5-star. If not, just don't tell anybody. Don't put anything in there, but we'll take a 5. We enjoy it as we march our way to the Royal. Can't wait to the celebration of the World Series of Barbecue, and we're well on our way. But until then, good night, everybody in Barbecue Nation. You too, California.
All right, there it was. I love that closeout. We'll see you next week. Thanks, guys. Late.